hear you say how I felt. I'm sorry. It must have made you feel embarrassed. I regret what I did. I feel so bad because you must have felt so bad. Regret is the put yourself in their shoes apology, right? There's empathy inside regret. I regret it because of what it did to you. Some people really need to hear that before they can forgive. Another person will say, you know what? Don't say sorry to me. Don't say it. Tell me it was your fault. Just don't make excuses and take the blame, please. And then I can forgive you because you owned up to it. You took responsibility. You ate humble pie. Or like, I need you to say that it was your fault. Don't make any excuses. Just say it. Then I'll forgive you. But I need to hear responsibility. And other people say, don't say it was your fault. Don't say sorry. Just tell me it won't happen again. Just try not to do it again. Right? I don't need to hear sorry. I don't need to hear blame. I don't care about excuses. Just, can we make a plan so that doesn't happen again? And then other people will say, I don't need that. I don't need that. Make it up to me. I need you to make it up to me. Can you do something to make it right? This feels harder to understand. So here's my way to explain restitution. Dad, I'm sorry I was running in the hallway and we were throwing the ball in the house. We broke the lamp and I know you love that lamp. I'm really sorry. It was all my fault. I know we're not supposed to run in the house. We were getting crazy with the ball. It's on me, no excuses. We're never going to do that again. I'll never run in the house. We got the ball, it's in the garage. Who fixes the lamp? Restitution. Right? And some people will say, that's nice. I'm glad you're sorry. I'm glad you took blame. I'm glad you won't do it again. I love all that. Who pays for the lamp? Restitution. You need to make this up to me. You need to buy a new lamp. That's not just a consequence. Some people need restitution to grant forgiveness. They need it made up to them. Hey, you bought a new lamp, now we're good. Boom. And the last one is they want to be reinstated. Will you forgive me? Yes, I forgive you. We are okay now. And they want that like, we're back. Are we good? Are we good? Are we okay? Are we okay? Are we good? Yes. I forgive you. And they want to be able to say those words. So this is the other side of the I'm sorry. The two bookends are the please ask me to forgive you, please reinstate me, right? Side note, anybody have kids that have to write letters for court? If they don't know what to write to the judge, paragraph number 1, paragraph number 2, paragraph number 3, paragraph number 4, paragraph number 5 would be the best letter to the judge. We did this, and I don't know, is Judge Gardner still?
Oh yeah.
We made Judge Gardner cry.
That's a tough.
Right? Because the kid did like a paragraph. It was a 5-paragraph, 2-page apology letter. And it was putting themselves in the other person's place, taking responsibility, what they did to make up for it. Here's what I'll do to never make it happen again. And here's my plans for the future to be a productive kid and a member of a family. We did a 5-paragraph letter, made the judge cry. So you got to have all 5. But one of them means the most to you. And when we're going through the list, you're like, yep, that's what my ears are listening for. If someone apologizes to me, that's what I need to be able to give forgiveness. Can you talk real quick? We'll do this for about 5 to 7 minutes again, and then we'll close with a half hour of teaching you some communication. Like, here's some handouts and things you can give to the clients and families you work with. But talk about this where maybe you can tell a story where one of these again, they're saying sorry, but you don't care because they didn't take blame. Talk about which one is you're important, and then I'll do the light thing again, and we'll come back. Okay. Kate?
Kate.
Okay, Kate?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So, I was gonna ask you how that went, but Kate gave me permission. She said she would not be embarrassed.
I'm an
So-
actress.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Nice. So let me do. Kate and I just did this. It was fast because it was like during the conference and activity. So I'm sorry for if other slides where we're talking about gender differences and men and women and sort of boxed characteristics. Originally, like when I wrote so here's what I was confessing this to Nina. I'll confess it to you now too. I've taught this a lot. So I have different sort of slides and I pull from different presentations and I sort of combine things. And I was sort of ambivalent about like, help explain differences between people or not. We're doing the temperament one. All right, let's throw in some gender stuff. Maybe it will like free somebody up. But I'm really sorry because it ended up being offensive. And so Kate was gracious enough to talk to me about that. So I apologized to Kate, so I'll apologize to everybody else. I was wrong. I thought one thing and it came out wrong and crooked. And I did not intend that, but that's still what happened. I'm the guy that put the slide in there. So that's me. And so I was wrong about that. So I apologize to Kate and I'll apologize to everybody else. I'll take the slide out the next time. You won't be here. But I'll do a different grouping of slides for different things. And so I will completely edit my presentation. You still have the handout, but I'll change it going forward. I won't do that again. I said the other thing I could do to make it right is, can I talk to everybody and embarrass? She said she would not be embarrassed. But, so what can I do to make it right is I can apologize to her at here, and then I can apologize to everybody else. So I feel really bad about that. Will you forgive me?
Yes.
So Kate said yes.
Yes.
If not, write me a note, and we can email or talk, or there's feedback sheets, and if you don't want to sort of be out loud. But this is fake life, like we're at a conference together. But I hope that's sort of a chance for us to kind of get how that feels, right? For me to say, I really feel bad and I hurt some people's feelings and I didn't mean to, but I did. So that's my fault. And I don't want to do it again, and I'll apologize right now in the middle of a thing to try to make it right, and I'll change going forward. And then to ask to be reinstated, so that we can have a good last half hour. Otherwise, just sit there and be annoyed with me for a half hour, and then the other stuff, which has nothing to do with the offensive stuff, you'll miss it because you're busy being annoyed with me. So if we can be good, then we can do the other stuff. Fair?
Yep.
Thank you. Suppose. Woo! I like it when it gets a little personal, but it definitely like changes. Now, Nina said it gets hot in this room, but it feels like a little hotter, like right here. So again, I feel bad, and so I'll make some. Go ahead. Okay, thank you. I want to talk about John Gottman. I want to talk about speaker-listener technique and love talk. They're sort of interchangeable. But the Gottman stuff for how to handle a conflict, really good. So he wrote the book, 7 Principles That Make Marriage Work, but you can take Gottman stuff and you can use it for anything. It doesn't have to be just the marriage way to do stuff. This is every relationship, right? There's 5 of them. So the first one is soften your startup. However you start a talk, that's how it's going to end. So if I come to you and say, we got to talk because I'm upset, you're going to jump back and be defensive, and it's going to be hard for our talk to end up good, right? Kate came to me softly and off to the side and said, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Right? Because it was super soft, it was very easy for me to hear what she had to say. I should have heard what she had to say, however she's going to say it. But if you want people to listen to you, start soft, because then it can end soft. If it starts harsh, it ends harsh because you're setting the tone, right? So how you start it makes a big difference for where it goes. Repair attempts, there's two things I want you to know about repair attempts. One, they're the things you do in the middle of a talk to keep it from going bad. So things like, hey, can you say that again? Can you put that in different words? Can you, wait. Let's just start over. Hold on a second, give me a minute, and then say that, right? I love you, can we talk in the morning? Those kind of things, like repair attempts are what you do to keep it going, and repair attempts are what you do to start talking if you're not talking. So if the silent treatment is a thing that happens in your relationships or in your teams or like where people just stop talking to each other, repair attempts are how you start talking when you're not talking. Things like, hey, you want to go for a walk? How about if I make coffee? Can we sit down later today and talk about this? Right? Anything you do to bridge the gap, that's a repair attempt. What helps in families is if you can have it as like a code. Nobody likes to say, hey, we're arguing, we're not talking, I feel really bad, can we talk? Because that's a lot. That's embarrassing and hard in the middle of the silent treatment, right? A repair attempt can be, how about a walk? How about we go and have coffee? How about we do that? Because then it's a soft ask, and then when you're talking, you can keep it going well. In the middle of an argument, it is hard to stay in the argument, right? That you get flooded, you're storing things up. How do you calm yourself down? In the middle. Can you take breaks? Can you go to sleep and talk about it tomorrow? There has to be this, like putting your foot in a cold swimming pool. You have to be able to like take it when it's uncomfortable. And in order to take it, you have to have things like calm me down, take breaks, let's talk and walk. Let's do this, let's talk in the car so I don't have to look at you and I can sort of be next to you. How do I handle that? Here's that compromise word again. Soft start, taking care of yourself, keeping it on track. The best way to think about compromise is this. It's common ground. So when we're talking, if I can find something that I agree with in you, that helps, right? Because then you understand that. You understand this. Okay, we at least agree on that. And you can make common ground, right? And then the last is be tolerant of people's faults. It's very easy, the Bible talks about it, but it's very easy to do the, I don't have to listen to you anymore because you're dumb about this. So now anything else you say, I don't have to listen to because I don't like that one thing about you. So not being able to tolerate the fact that somebody's a loud talker or a fast talker or they repeat themselves or they really want to explain something. If you can't tolerate the different ways that people talk, then you'll find yourself getting annoyed with them while they talk. And then it's hard to finish the talk, right? Part of negotiating is finding common ground. So start nice, keep it on track, take care of yourself, take breaks, right? Find common ground. And then there are some things that you'll have to step over because they talk this way or they talk that way or they do this or they do that. And you'll have to step over some of those things. That's his 5. We'll do this one, and then we'll do one more, and we might try to play with one of these. I like speaker listener. I don't know what ones you use, but you gotta have one. So everybody's got, if you're gonna teach people that you work with how to talk, you have to have your handout. Whatever your handout's gonna be. I like Speaker Listener because you can get a fridge magnet. And then people can like